guys, what's up? How you doing? In today's video, we're gonna be talking all about new Patrick Ta Major Headlines Volume 2 palette, his Holiday 2022 palette we have right here. I'm gonna apply it to my face. I'm gonna demo them for you. We're gonna swatch them. We're gonna compare it to last year's holiday palette and the individual blushes that I have in my collection from his brand. And then I'll just let you in this new beautiful holiday palette. If this is your first time passing by, I'm Gigi. I love to review high-end and luxury makeup. If you love that kind of content, go ahead and click on the red button that says subscribe, and also go to my Instagram because over there I do keep it posted and makeup stuff, makeup releases, all that good stuff. So without further ado, let's start. Alright guys, so let's begin, and I am very excited to have these in my hands right now. These actually dropped yesterday. Major Headlines Volume 2 from Patrick Ta just dropped out of nowhere at Sephora. It says 24-hour exclusive. Here it is. Thank you, Sephora, for speedy processing and shipping. Very exciting, actually. I didn't see this coming, and actually I read that it was coming at Volume 2, but I wasn't sure that it was. And here we have it. This is the palette. It looks quite lighter than last year's, and we'll compare and we'll apply it and we'll do, you know, all the good things, and I'll show you other blushes in my collection from Patrick Ta. This year the difference is we have a highlighter in it, so which is, you know, new and exciting at the same time. From the palette, what do we know? The palette retails for $75, and these are Canadians. It is a limited edition face palette featuring 2 new cream and powder blush shades and a debut of a new highlighter duo. The 3 shades in the palettes are Giving Flirty, which is the soft pink. We have Giving Sunkissed, which is the golden peach, and then we have Giving Glossy, which is a transparent gloss and an opal pearlescent highlighter. So there we go. I wanted to apply some bronzer. You know, underneath I do have his palette right now, and I didn't. This is the first time that I use it, and it is so beautiful. His berry palette. Anyhow, let's apply the highlighter. I'm very excited. I'm going to go into the contour first, and I have this guy in Cheese Sculpted, which is, I think is the like a medium shade. And then I'm going to set with a little bit of the powder. I don't want to apply a ton, just a little bit to give me some dimension. This is a beautiful duo from him as well. I really enjoy it. The contour product is not too gray. You know, it's a good shade for my medium complexion pretty much. And then if you top it up with the bronzer, it really like brings back some of the warmth that I need without being too much. So there we go. Let's apply the palette. He always suggests to apply the powder first and then the cream at top to get a little bit of a glow. If you look at the shades in the pan, this is a closer look at the palette. If you look at the palette really close up, some of the shades, actually all of the shades, have some sparkles. When you touch these powders, they're very delicate, so keep that in mind. You get a ton of product, so be careful. Let's apply the pink. Yeah, this is pretty pigmented, and oh my goodness, if you're a pink blush lover, you're gonna love this. It has sparkles, so do keep that in mind, and they're very it is very apparent. Hold on, let me use the mirror in the palette to take a good look. Yeah, it is quite a bit. You can see that pretty much is a highlighter all on itself. Holy. Not sure I'm loving this much highlighting action. I mean, I like it, but I do know that a lot of people don't like this because it's gonna accentuate texture. The sparkles are a little bit, they're pulling a little bit purple on my complexion, so yeah. Moving on to this guy here. Yeah, you get a ton. You do get a ton. This shade is beautiful. This one also has some sparkles. Yeah, very apparent, all the sparkles in this palette. But I feel like I'm a little bit mortified with the purple sparkle over on this side. On here, they're a little bit golden, so they're less, just a little bit less apparent. But on the pink, it's just quite a bit of purple in there. I'm not sure. Let's top it off with the cream. Let's move on to the cream, the pink one. Let me switch out brushes and I'll do my peach one. So I went ahead and applied some liquid lipstick. This one is by Gucci in this shade, I believe it's Rosewood, Mildred Rosewood, the liquid lip. I just felt like I needed a lipstick because this is a lot of blush. So let me show you close up a bit what this looks like. This is a lot of sparkle, I'm not gonna lie. I'm a little bit like, I don't know how this is gonna look in natural lighting. When I go upstairs, I'll be like, I have to look really close. But they're both very sparkly. I wanna take a look at last year's. I don't think these were, yeah, no, these were totally matte. So that's why this is like, this is something new, Patrick Ta. But this is, yeah, this is totally something new for me. This is more similar to the latest blush that he released in She's Blushing. I remember this one had a little bit of something, and I looked really close up to see like if it was a ton of sparkle, but it looked more like shimmery, beautiful goodness. This though, this is a ton. This is a lot. And now we still have to put the highlighter on, right? So we have to do it. I didn't mention, but this time around, he's better. His packaging, I don't know if it's better for some people or not, but this is matte. Last year was the fingerprinty palette. I really like this one. For me, I like it better. So now when it comes to the highlighter, it is a glossy gloss. It is absolutely transparent, and then when it comes to the highlighter, it is a little bit, let me show you, it leans a little bit, it's a little bit, I don't know, it's a little bit, what do I say about this? Let me apply it and see what it looks like on my complexion. I just have to see it. On the pan, it looks golden. It looks peachy, just like the ones that I like. But when I swatch it, it looks quite light. So let's actually go ahead and apply some. I don't want the glossy part. I'm gonna skip the glossy part, guys. Sorry about that. I'll swatch it for you. You'll see it, but I don't think I'm in love with the glossy part of the highlighter. So this is quite icy. Look at that. It looks quite light on my complexion. Let's switch out brushes. Let's do something synthetic. I was using the Sonia G1, but let's do a little bit of this Sigma. So this is a close-up of that highlighter. To be honest, I don't love it. I think it's a bit too chunky. That's what I was trying to say. It's not the color as much as the formula. I feel like it's a bit too glittery. Like when you blend it out, you do get glittery parts all throughout the highlighter. So this is not only the glow, it's gonna give you sparkles and a lot. So let's swatch and then we'll compare, and then I'll give you my thoughts on the palette. Let's put the two palettes side by side, last year's and this year's. You can see totally that last year's was very deep. This year's is a little bit lighter. The pinks do look a bit similar, but last year's is like quite bold. So this is, let's begin with the pink in last year's. So that's the pink. I'm not gonna do pretty swatches, guys. I'm just gonna swatch. It is quite late and the kids are around, so I'm going to have to, you know, I need to do this fast. This year's, and I did notice when I swatch the palette previously upstairs, when I swatched it, the cream this year is a little bit more sheer, so you can see the two middle shades, like the two shades. These are the two creams. This is last year, this is this year's. You can see how sheer this is. You can almost like see through the swatch. You can see your skin through the swatch. Last year's pigment. Last year, but this is also another formula, because last year's they were totally matte. This one you get shimmer and you get a lot of it. I love this shade though, but you can see how sheer the gloss part is, but on the skin I didn't feel like I needed to build it up. I was actually trying to pull back a bit because I felt like it was pigmented. So the pigmentation do transfer on the skin, like you don't feel like you have to build it up a ton, but they're just a little bit less pigmented than last year's. So keep that in mind. And then of course this is nothing similar. We don't have anything like this in the holiday palette. We got a highlighter instead. The gloss part, I do want to show you very well. So this is the gloss part. Since I didn't apply it at all, it is totally glossy. And then this is the highlighter. These are the palettes side by side, compared, all that good stuff. When it comes to the singles of his line, I am going to swatch the coral shade, which is Do We Know Her? Let's swatch it here. And I'll show you that it is, now we have to swatch the palette beside it. So now you have the powder here of the new palette, and you have the powder in the individual Do We Know Her. And let's do the cream in case you're wondering. So in the palette, it is actually peachy. It's not as coral as Do We Know Her. Do We Know Her is quite coral. This is more peachy pink. So you can see that from there. Alright guys, so that was it for the comparison swatches that I wanted to do. I am so sad to report I am very disappointed at this palette, to be honest. I love Patrick Ta. I love everything he releases, but I have to keep it real. I am 100% real with you guys. If I like something, I'll tell you. If I don't like it, I'll tell you. I don't feel like this palette is going to be really that good for everyone. I just feel like it just has a lot of shimmer. It has a lot of sparkle. It's just a lot. Last year it was completely matte. Like if you wanted that glossy look, you just went on top with the cream, you know what I mean, and then you were able to achieve that beautiful look. She's Blushing is one of his newer formulation of blush. I feel like it's not matte. It gives you a beautiful and juicy appearance, but it's not glittery by no means. These highlighter and this palette, on the other hand, it is a lot. It is a lot of glitter, you guys. When you look at it in the pan, you can see it. All the shades have glitter. Even the creams, they do. When I opened the palette, the first thing that I saw was glitters, you know, sparkling everywhere. The creams are sheer, much more sheer than the palette from last year. You were able to see that from the swatches. On the cream, you can pretty much see through the swatch. On last year's, you weren't able to do that. He gave you full-on pigmentation. So now, I'm just trying to be objective here because I do love the brand and I do love his formulation. I'm trying to see if and try to like make sense out of this release and just think about maybe this is a new formula that he's wanting to include into his line, something very sparkly, very, very glowy. You know, there is a place and there's a time for everything in life. I feel like there is people that are going to either hate it or love it. For me, I love the middle blush. I love it. The pink, I just feel like it's a little bit too much. And then the highlighter, I don't really love it. I just feel like it's a ton of sparkle. It's not really flattering. It's not doing any goods. Yeah, I'm breaking out like crazy at the moment, and I don't want to accentuate, you know, that texture that is, you know, happening at the moment. So yeah, I'm sad to again report that this is not my favorite palette from him. I'm sad to see that it is not the same pigment as last year. I am sad to see that this has a ton of shimmer. I'm sad, you know, to just say it. It really pains me because I love his blushes so much. I'm such a fan, and if you've been here with me, then you know that I love his brand. I love pretty much everything that he releases. But yeah, this is a no for me. It is actually a disappointing product. I love this side though, but I'm not sure this whole palette is worth because of 2 shades. You know, maybe he's released them individually later on and I could just get the middle shade, but the other 2 products is just a no-go for me. Alright friends, that's it. That's gonna do it for today's video. I would love to hear your thoughts. What do you think of this palette? What do you think of my thoughts? What do you think of the application? What do you think of the products? Anything, any comments, they're always welcome below. Thanks so much you guys for love and support. Don't forget to share, like, and subscribe, and I'll catch you next time. Bye!